back, guys, to the channel. And on today's video, guys, we are basically going to be learning about the change of character versus the break of structure. What do they mean? How do they happen? And of course, how do you trade them? Now let's get into it, right? So this video is all going to be all about the this video is going to be all about these two concepts here, right? The change of character and the break of structure. So a break of structure is simply a point where a new high or a new low is being formed based on the trend that the price is actually onto, right? So take it as an example, right? In a bullish trend, right? Price will often create a high and then create a low, right? Now a break of structure is simply a point that this low pushes up and breaks this previous low, forming a new low, right? So that's what we call a break of structure, right? And that's basically it, right? And on the change of character, right? So this right here is what we call a BOS, right? A break of structure. And in terms of a change of character simply indicates that price is now no longer continuing with the previous trend and is now initiating a new trend, right? So for example, right, if we had a bullish trend like this one right here, right? So this would mean this right here, right? We had this bullish trend, right? Creating a low, creating a high, creating a higher low, creating a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, right? A lower high and then a lower low, right? So this break right here that transforms this market from making higher highs now to lower lows, this is what we call a change of character, indicating that price now is about to reverse and go towards the opposite direction from that in which it was moving in, right? So this right here is what we call a change of character, right? Boom, right there. So this is the main difference in terms of the charts and what do they mean. Now let's go back to the actual charts and see how can we trade these two things right here, right? So in terms of a break of structure, as you can see that previously, right, we had this bearish market right here creating a series of lower lows and lower highs, right? So this was a pretty much bearish market. Now from this bearish market, we simply had this this break right here, the high, the low, the pullback, right? And then we had this break right here, right? So we'll just take it from there to there and label it as a break of structure. Now from that break of structure, right, so let's zoom in and see what price really did. Boom, right there. So from that break of structure, price now creates a high and a low, right? So this is a normal break of structure, and from that break of structure we know that once price breaks structure, right, it's gonna make a pullback to come mitigate an order block in here or a demand zone and then push forward, targeting this high as the next liquidity run. Now the exact opposite is the very truth in these charts, right? So if we're having a bearish trend like this and price has broken this structural point, sorry, my drawings are pretty much awful, let me just use this. So if we're having bearish trend like this and then we have this break of structure right here, we know that price will simply pull back towards an order block or a supply zone, and then from there price will now push downwards again, targeting this low right here as the next liquidity run, right? From, of course, from this order block or supply point right there, right? So this is the theoretical explanation of what we're seeing, right? We would have a break of structure there, would have a high and a low, price would pull back and then go down, targeting this low as the next liquidity run. Now that's the exact truth in what happened right here. So we had a high, a low, and a break of structure, right? So we needed to find that order block, right? The last place where the composite man bought before he sold, right? Where smart money bought before they sold, right? Because that's what we consider as a supply zone for price to come mitigate, and once that mitigation is done, price can now shoot off from there and target that low. So that's what happened. We had this area right here as our order block, we had that area right there. And why this area, right? As you can see, price came down, right? And then they bought. As you can see, these two bullish candles that are following each other, and this one is small and the next one was smaller, meaning what? the the bullish pressure was pretty much weak, right? So that was just a simple buy to sell done by the composite man to induce dumb traders into thinking that it's a buy, while it's just an actual buy to sell. So that's why we took off this zone right here as our order block, in which price came, filled it, and once price was done filling it, it then left off with a robust move. As you can see, price comes down and then takes out this low right here as the next liquidity run, and then forms a new low. So that's simply how to trade a break of structure. And on the case now of a change of character, right? So we are simply going to remove those. And on a case of a change of character, like I said before, right, we need to have a trending market, and then that trending market getting violated, and then a new market coming into place. Now from that there, what we saw here, right, in terms of a theoretical explanation, was basically this, right? We had a downtrend that was trending in that case for a long period of time, and then from there we had something like this, right? So we had something like this, and then boom. So this is what we had, right? We had price trending, right, forming highs, I mean lower highs and lower lows, right? Lower high, lower low, lower high. So from there we had that lower high, and then a lower low, and then a lower high, and then um an internal, right, an internal lower low, and then a break of that lower high to create a higher high, right? So this right here is what we call a change of character right there. So the market was forming lows, and then from here market failed to create market like there failed to create a lower low, and instead formed a higher high, and from there kept on forming new higher highs and higher lows. So that's what we call a change of character. So the market is simply changing its character from bearish to bullish, and that happens in and out of price action over time. So from there, let's now get back to the charts and see an actual example of how does they happen and how can you trade that. So this is practically more contextual for swing traders, right? If you're a swing trader and you like working with high time frames, trading this change of character could be a very profitable way for you to make crazy amount of money, right? And also, if you're a day trader, if you're a scalper, is simply a fantastic thing for confirmation, especially in the lower time frame, like the 1 minute, the 3 minute, and etc. So from that being said, okay, so now let's look at the charts and see how can we trade a change of character. So as you can see, the market was constantly forming lower lows and lower highs up until this level and this right here, right? So we had a lower low, a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and a lower high. Now from here the market did this very interesting thing, that it came down and then it failed to take off this previous low, right? This right here, forming this internal lower low, right? And from there price accumulated and then distributed, coming to take out this lower high, and then forming finally a high high. So that's what we call a change of character. Now from there we could simply just do this and then label it as a change of character, right? So from there price made this right here as a high high, and then all that we needed to do was to spot that order block, that demand zone, right, which is simply the last place that the composite man sold before they bought. So that takes us right here, right? As you can see, this very strong bearish push followed by this very strong bullish push, right? So that's what we call our order block. This is where the orders of the composite man lie. So boom, that's our entry position, and with refinement and confirmation you could actually get a trade in here, but of course that's how you could have traded it. And the next liquidity run was simply at this high, right? Because this high was the one that's holding liquidity. It's a weak high, so hence price comes down, accumulates, and then distributes, comes up to take this high, creating now new highs. And as I said before, that if you are a swing trader, trading these changes of characters could also prove to be very profitable, since they they tend to provide very huge moves like that. So that's basically it on this concept of change of character versus the breakout structure. And I hope this video was very informative to you, and if it was, then make sure you like the video. Of course, leave that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn that bell button on for future notifications. And of course, guys, stay safe, have a nice trading week, and peace out.